I'm down at the Caraba Point, Caraba Road, down just below Neutral Bay, between kind of Neutral Bay and Cremorne, and the whole area is kind of exploding. See the crane in the distance there? They're building like there really isn't tomorrow. But it reminded me of a video I created 3 years ago saying, "I told you so, Hong Kong money is here." Remember? Well, I had to remember and remind myself why that video was titled that way. Remember how China was quote unquote taking over Hong Kong, and Hong Kongese were escaping, supposedly taking their money elsewhere, and there was a big influx. Anecdotally, I don't know if that's been backed up by any factual data, but it was thought that the money was escaping Hong Kong elsewhere, and it was making its way into real estate all around the world, especially in Australia, where there is no checks on the money origins when it comes to real estate. Real estate is the only asset class where you can bring money from anywhere and not have to account for it, where if you were to do it with any other asset class, you could do it. So it's well been established that Australia is a bit of a dumping ground or money laundering capital. But the video 3 years ago was again titled, "I told you so, Hong Kong money is coming." But featuring in that video, and I'm gonna post the clip, I suppose I'll splice it in, was this house. The business says this.
Fleeing the chaos in Hong Kong, the cashed-up buyers making Australia a top destination for real estate.
I hate to say this, but I told you so. So what's the takeaway for all this? The takeaway...
The political unrest in Hong Kong has seen a surge in interest in Australian properties, like this $20 million home on Sydney Harbour, from both Hong Kong buyers and returning Australian expats.
All right, this house right here, harbour front. I'm going to go down and show you exactly what this means. It's being pulled down. This is part of the madness I'm talking about, and whether it's Hong Kong money or Greater China money or any money around the world, or dirty or otherwise, there's plenty of money around. This house, I think from that video, I didn't watch it, was valued and or sold for $20 million at the time. They're pulling it down. It's harbourfront. You'll see. Well, I'm gonna go down around into the park and show you exactly where it is. Here you go. If you didn't believe me, this is it. It doesn't get any more premium than this. That's this is Caraba Park. We're just walking down around to actually get a better view of that house. Instead of showing my face, I might as well show you this nice view, which again is, some would say, incredible. We got fishermen. There's always somebody fishing here. Successfully or otherwise. This is it. This is the first one. First house from the park. That's Botanic Garden across there, that green. Mrs. Macquarie's chair. That's Garden Island with the Navy base and Woolloomooloo. And then you get Potts Point behind it, and the eastern suburbs as we pan to the left. But yeah, here we go. You will remember this pier. That was featured in a ABC, I think it was a clip, and yeah, this is it. I think it was valued $20 million, and that's the house being pulled down. Yeah, it's being gutted. Amazing. Before I walk up and show you a few more developments. I mean, there's developments everywhere in this part of town, and the land wouldn't have been cheap, and to build isn't cheap. either at the moment, or hasn't been for a very long time yet. They're building, really, like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, that's North Sydney over there. And once again, this is Carrabba Park. And that in somewhere in the distance down there is a Neutral Bay Wharf. Neutral Bay Wharf, if I can kind of zoom in. Yeah, you see a bit of a green and gold maybe in the distance there. Nevertheless, this is it with North Sydney skyline and then the city. As I'm walking back, a little bit of a historic footage, I suppose. A $20 million harbour front house is being pulled down. Probably, well, redeveloped. Probably multiple dwellings actually, when I think about it. However pretty it is around here, some would arguably or argue otherwise. Well, you know, that's the price premium you pay. But is it worth it? Well, if you got close to unlimited amounts of money or spare money to launder, definitely worth it. If you have a normal job paying taxes all above board, it can't be worth it. Well, whether it's worth it or not, you can't afford it no matter what, so it is what it is. Yep, I'm walking back up to, I'll show you a few other developments. I don't know about the look of this one. A friend of mine, George, he came down here before it was started to be built. I think they were selling it off the plan, and he said it was something ridiculous, like they were asking $5 million for a couple of bedroom apartments, which, by the way, I'm sure it'll get snapped up, and it was told 50% was sold, but that's kind of a sales pitch, I suppose. 50% sold, and you know, they're selling fast, so get in. Bit of a traffic jam because of this, all of this building going on, but that's inevitable. Can't do much about that, but just actually amazing. But yeah, building everywhere. Why do I know this? I actually run a jog around here, and I just see them everywhere. I have to kind of bypass them and make sure I don't get in their way. But yeah, I'm sure the existing residents are thrilled because this has been going on for a while. But like I said, that's price of progress, development. Again, they got to shove those Hong Kong and yuans and other kind of currencies into some sort of tangible assets. I wouldn't. Not into units, but hey, what do you buy? What do you do? Nobody knows. This really is amazing. I haven't moved too far away from this building site, and just here there's a development proposal, and it says demolition of a dwelling house, 2 dual occupancies and a swimming pool, and construction of 2 times residential flat buildings, 4 times 3 beds, 2 times 4 beds, and 2 times dual occupancies, 4 times 3 bedrooms, with basement parking and access provided by car lifts, associated landscaping and civil works, and internal boundary realignment and subdivision. Just amazing. Amazing. They're going to redevelop this. They look kind of pretty old, and why not when you can sell them for millions of dollars each. Oh yeah, well, you know, this wasn't even the one I was thinking about showing you, but just again next door, this is Carrabba Road, down towards the very bottom of it. More multiple dwellings. Why would you have one house that probably will fetch, you know, 10, 15 cool million, when you can make it into multiples and you know, multiply your money? Why not? Why not? kind of encroaching into private property, but that's okay. There's your all-important water that everyone's crazy about. Hey, but they tell you the water levels are rising, so who do you believe? Let's not go down that rabbit hole. We do know that Obama has bought a few years ago himself a waterfront mansion. Yeah, he's one of the people supposedly believing in the water levels rising. How's that possible? Why would you pay 15 million US dollars at the time for something that's going to sink into the ocean within, I don't know, 10 years or whatever that clock says that we only have the countdown? 7 years? 7 years is not a very long time. Anyway, we're still not at the yet another building site, only like 5-minute walking distance, so see you soon. Alright, here we are. I have my hazards on because I didn't think I'd find parking, that's for sure. I won't even try. But yeah, that's another one. Still Carrabba Road, 5-minute walking distance, but I'm leaving the area, so I'm actually driving. But yeah, cranes, multiple dwellings, what would have been probably a big house and a big block. Lovely. Alright, hazards on, back on, and I didn't even expect to show you this one as I was driving around to get to the one I knew about, and they're building a new one. They've knocked it down and they're building a new one, but we stay put. We are getting down to the big development, another big development. And another one that I just remember just got built. I'll show you all that on the map. This is how close to each other they are as far as the area. That's your Sydney. Glimpses of it. We're getting there. Alright, there's more. This is Wickham Street, or off Wickham. More being done, more being built. Incredibly. I better stop saying that because they're just everywhere, and that's the new normal. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the free market, or is it? But anyway, it's being messed up by these pesky high interest rates.